Difficult to see you. But yeah, so Lakpa, I just loved your story yesterday and I wanted to hear it again and record it and maybe ask you some questions as you go. So if you could.
I'm from Kundi. I'm from a very poor family. We are four brothers and two sisters. I'm the second one.
Yeah.
My elder brother passed away from cancer, stomach cancer.
Okay, stomach cancer.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time on trekking and climbing.
Yeah.
My first climbing expedition was with the Indian Army expedition on Kanchenjunga from the East Ridge in 1977.
1977, wow.
I worked for a trekking company named Mountain Travel. It was owned by a retired British colonel named Colonel Jimmy Roberts.
Okay.
He established the trekking company, Mountain Travel, the first trekking company in Nepal.
I was going to ask, so that was the very first one in Nepal, huh?
Yes, and he, at that time, my parents' generation worked for the company, and many of the Sherpa people cannot speak English and they are not well trained organizing trips. So every time we start the trekking or season, the Colonel Jimmy Robert trained to the Sherpas.
So is that where you learned to start to speak English?
Yes.
From the colonel?
And many of the Sherpa guide, like my parents' generation, they don't speak English, but I saw them. They speak Sherpa language with the client and by hand signal.
Right.
But people understand that and they feel very happy with it. And I started from a porter load, carrying a porter load with the trekking.
Oh, okay.
And then I was, a couple years I was porter, and then I enter in a kitchen boy as washing dishes and prepare meals.
Yeah.
And then I think I was quite sharp. I don't know, but Colonel Robert used me to work in his assistant in the office.
Oh wow, okay.
He have a branch office in Pokhara, and I spent 7 years with him in Pokhara as his assistant.
Really, 7?
7 years.
So that's probably why your English is so good, because you were speaking English for 7 years.
Colonel Robert trained me. So
Okay,
I
good.
feel like Colonel Robert is my father.
Really?
Yes. And he passed away in 1993. So in this period, I done some trekking and also some climbing in this period. Most of the time I was at the office.
Okay.
And in 1977, he sent me the Indian Army's expedition. I was young and I am the youngest one. There are 15 Sherpas who went from Nepal, and 15 Sherpas came from Manali, and 15 Sherpas came from Ladakh.
Wow, 45 Sherpa.
They are big expedition.
How many Indian Army?
I don't remember many.
Many, huh?
At the base camp, the airplane dropped food at the base camp from the sky.
Really?
Anyway, I don't mean I never been on expedition before, but I've been climbing, trekking peaks like Island Peak, Mera Peak, those small peaks.
Yeah.
Then I know how to walk on the snow, but I never been used Juma before
Right,
that.
okay. Yeah, no fixed ropes.
No fixed ropes before than that. And to go on major climbing peaks, first time I got quite difficulty using the Jumas and leading how to use the
Ice axes, yeah. Crampons, learn to climb, yeah.
First a week I felt quite difficult, but as soon as I learned and I was quite strong, and at that expedition I reached at the last camp with the Indian Army's major. We have support them to push the summit, and I went with them all the way up to 26,000 feet
On Kanchenjunga.
on Kanchenjunga. And then it was in 1977, and in 1981 I went on Annapurna with the Austrian expedition. Annapurna,
That's a
North Face.
wow.
It was a dangerous mountain.
Yes.
From the north, avalanche keep falling.
Right.
And and as soon as we established Camp 2, there is a big avalanche camp during we are climbing. And 3 Austrian and myself and one of the Sardar from Forte named Tenzin Gazo, we swept by avalanche. The 3 Austrian got pretty bad injured because all the ice block hit on their back.
Yeah.
But 2 of the Sherpas, we scared, but we didn't hurt anything.
Really? That's
because when we start, the Austrians are leading the trail.
Okay.
And they are moving so slow, and I felt like something wrong, and I just passed them, and I was at the head, and I was leading the trail. And yesterday they have already pitched some rope in the bottom of the wall, and on the fixed rope. As soon as I passed the fixed rope, I was by myself without fixed rope, and my Sherpa friend as well. And the others, Austrian, they clicked the safety carabiner on the rope.
Yeah.
So as soon as the avalanche came, I have a chance to run away.
Okay, and they were stuck.
And the 3 are stuck on the fixed rope.
Wow.
That is for we 2 Sherpas are nothing, and the other 3 Austrians got very smashed. They are survived, but they are quite bad injury. Oof. And a helicopter rescue got to take them from Camp 2.
I can imagine.
Anyway, and then we descend the expedition, and we finished the expedition.
Yeah, finished over.
And it was it was my second expedition, and I was so scared. And I decided I maybe not going on expedition again.
Oh.
I thought. And my boss, Colonel Robert, said, now you have to go to Ahmad Blam. There is a expedition on Ahmad Blam with American group, ABC Sports, and led by Tom Frost.
ABC TV?
ABC Sports, American Broadcasting Corporation.
Yes. Okay.
And and I was young, and I have a friend who is the Sardar, which is the leader of the Sherpa.
Right.
2 of us went, and my Sherpa friend is quite old. He's also from Kumjung, but he's quite old, and he couldn't make below the yellow tower.
Yes.
There's a small section, and he said, "Oh, I can't do this anymore. I want to go back. Can you please send my Jumar?" Because he was stuck with the Jumar.
Oh, yeah?
And he cannot reach the Jumar. And he said, "Can you send my Jumar back?"
Jack down.
And I helped him to.
I know exactly what you mean on the yellow tower,
Just below the yellow tower.
Just below.
Not even on the yellow tower.
Yeah.
And he gone back, and I was continue up. And there were 10 American and myself, 11 went to the stop. It was on the 25th of April.
Wow, you can remember.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Jeff Lowe was there. Their parents, his father's name is Ralph Lowe. And Debbie Brisher was there.
Oh, David Brisher's?
Debbie Brisher's first trip in Nepal was
with you? Oh, wow.
Anyway, we did it, and then it was in 1979. 77, Kanchenjunga, 78, Annapurna, 79 on Ahmad Blam.
Wow.
And 1980, I went to Barunte. with a Spanish expedition too. It came from Makalu.
Makalu, yes.
It's the east ridge of Barunte. There were 8 Spanish, and myself and my Sherpa friend were 10 of us.
Okay.
And this is easy. And my Sherpa friend was quite old, and also he got difficult. It's okay to climb up, but he had very difficult time to descend down on the steep part.
Oh, right.
and I got to leave him on the ridge of Barunte, on the one of the ridge.
Oh, okay.
I came down to Camp 1 to sleep, but he could not come at night. I left him. I put my rucksack
Yep.
on him, and I put him in a place.
Oh, just so you could spend the night up there,
Yeah,
huh?
he got to spend the night there.
Cold night.
I come down and I sleep in my tent, and I fall asleep in the morning, and by 8 o'clock, some piece of ice is falling in my tent.
Oh, right.
Because he was coming down.
Oh,
And, and it was interesting.
that was great that you put him inside your backpack.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Because I said, please come down. He said, I'm trying, but he's never moving. So it was late at night,
Right.
and I take my bag off and I put on him, and
Yep.
I spent the night in the rock.
In the rucksack.
Interesting. It was 1978,
Wow.
1980.
Yeah.
And 81, I went back to Amadoma again with a Catalan Spanish expedition again.
Yeah.
And we are 3 Sherpas, myself, my friend, and my brother, 3 of us, and there are 10 other Spanish climbers. And it was easy because I already
You already know the route, right?
Yeah.
Were there fixed lines at that time going up on the Yellow Tower, or did you actually have to climb that left side? That left side, because that's really difficult.
Yeah. In 1979, other American climbed the Yellow Tower.
Yeah.
But 81, we Sherpa got to climb because we find there is a fixed rope.
Okay, the fixed rope was up there. Yeah, I was lucky. I had fixed rope too.
Yeah. In 1982 spring, I was on Kanchenjunga again from the north ridge with Reinhold Messner.
See, now that Reinhold Messner is like a hero for me.
Yeah. And then we are 3 Sherpas with him.
Yeah.
We are 4 Sherpas with 4 Sherpa, Reinhold and Friedel. Two Italian climber and 4 Sherpas. And Ang Dorji is from Thame, and Ang Dorji has been working with Reinhold so many times. And when we reached the last camp, we only have 2 tents, which fits Reinhold, Friedel, and Ang Dorji. And Ngang Tenzing is a Tibetan man.
Yes.
And we are all together, but Ngang Tenzing and myself got to come back, and then Friedel, Reinhold, and Ang Dorji went up to the summit. And the next day, I went to camp. I went back to camp, the last camp to Reinhold, discipline Reinhold, and he didn't arrive at the camp, so we got to come back to camp 3 to sleep again, and spend another night. And then the next day, after three nights, we went at the last camp and took Reinhold down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did he? So he made the summit?
He made the summit.
He made the summit.
Yes.
How was he to work with?
He's clever.
Yeah.
He make the decision right. That is for no accidents, and
So he was good to climb with.
yeah.
Ah, that's great to hear.
But problem is he don't carry anything.
Oh, so he goes really light and doesn't. So if he gets into trouble, he's stuck.
I remember that On the plateau, before the last camp at Kanchenjunga, is on. You have to walk on sand.
Oh.
So on the sand with Karampam is not comfortable.
Right.
He took the Karampam off and he gave me to carry it. To reach he saved his energy.
He saves his energy for the summit. Okay, I understand.
Anyway, and we did it good. And in '82 fall, I went to the Canadian expedition on Everest.
Yeah.
It was my first expedition on Everest.
Yeah.
And it was a very, very big expedition. This expedition had 800 porters.
800 porters?
Porters working from Jiri.
And whose expedition was this?
Canadian.
Canadian, okay.
Canadian, sponsored by Air Canada.
Oh, wow. 800 porters.
800
so were you a Sherpa or a sider at that point?
We are 3 Sardars are there.
3 siders, okay.
Yeah.
And you're one of the 3.
I'm the one.
Ah.
I mostly look on the high altitude.
Yeah.
And the other are organizing at base camp.
So how many Sherpa do you have under your?
We have 18 Sherpas.
Wow.
No, 35 Sherpas. And 18 Canadians.
Gosh.
And at that time, I was the first time going through the Kumbh Ice Fall.
Yeah.
And after we done the Kumbh Ice Fall, everybody supply everything at Camp 1. So after we established Camp 1, there's an accident. There is a avalanche came from Western Shoulder and hit to the Sherpas. And 3 Sherpas got killed.
Oh, no.
And then 3 Sherpas got killed, and everybody came down to base camp to cremate their bodies and down below Lubche.
Yeah.
And then after that, we decided to climb again.
Really? Okay.
And that day, one Canadian named Blair Griffith died with a ice boulder collapse.
Oh my gosh.
And then I was at Camp 1 that day. And the Bill March was the leader. And Bill March says, now we are no good for climbing.
Okay.
So come down to base camp and we have a decision what to do. And then everybody came down to base camp, spent 2 weeks for nothing. And at last, he made the decision that whoever feel like okay to go on climbing, stay here. Whoever feel like let's go back home, you can go.
Okay.
But none of the Sherpas said we are going home.
So you all stayed?
We stayed there and we continue. After 2 weeks, we continue again because we have everything storage at Camp 1.
Camp 1 already stopped, right? Yeah.
And then we choose Sherpas to go on the mountain.
Okay.
And we move all up to Camp 1.
Yep.
So as soon as we reach at Camp 1, the leader, Bill March, said the asphalt is closed. Nobody can come down, nobody can move up again.
Really?
But, and then we continue up to establish Camp 2. But Laurie Scraslet is from Calgary. And he came, even the asphalt is closed, he came to see us.
Oh, he just came walk through it
he
anyway.
Was young, tall, strong man.
Yeah.
And then we continue do the carries, establish Camp 3 and 4.
Camp 3, 4.
And we have a light Camp 4 at South Col was our last camp.
Yeah.
And we only carry one time. All Sherpas went to South Col, established the tents. I mean, all loads are there, oxygen tents. And Sundare is from Pangboche. It was his 3rd time summit.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Sundare died at Pangboche after he climbed 6 times. But with me is his 3rd time.
3rd time.
And it was my first expedition on Everest, but he been so many times. And at South Col, I was setting up the tent, and Sundare is going around the camp to find like other oxygen bottles and gas bottles, those things. And I was setting up that tent, but it was so strong wind, I could not manage to set up the tent by myself. I set up the tent, all the poles, and it was so windy. I was holding the tent like this, and I said, "Sundare, come to help me." And by then, strong wind came, and it flips me upside down.
Oh, really? Gosh.
The tent is up of me, and because of the wind. But I didn't throw the tent at all. I was still
Just
holding it.
on.
And then Sundare came, and then we set up the tent.
Got the
We
tent,
put a lot of empty oxygen bottles in the. At that time, there were thousands of oxygen bottles around.
Oh, yeah.
So we put the oxygen bottle inside the tent, and over the oxygen, we put our mat and sleep.
Oh, to hold the tent down.
Hold the tent down
Gosh,
because of the wind.
that's crazy.
And Sundare is he smokes, he drinks kukuri rum, and I didn't. And we start by 3 o'clock at night, 3 o'clock in the morning. We start our trip to summit. Lori, Skresler, Sundare, and myself, 3 of us. And we are strong, and we reach at the top by 9:30 in the morning. And there was a Pilatus spotter making a circle on top of Everest after we submitted. After we submitted,
Yeah.
there is a Pilatus spotter flying around Everest.
Oh, gosh.
They thought we are late, and the Pilatus is making a film for us,
Oh, okay.
but he's too late.
He's too late.
And he only says, "I saw the footprints on the top, but there's nobody."
Nobody there anymore.
Yeah,
So that was your first Everest summit.
first summit.
Wow, congratulations on the
Yeah,
first one.
and then even though we have a big accident, after that we did.
You still managed it.
success,
So how many people got to summit on that?
At that time, 5th of October, Sundare, Lori, and myself, 3 of us.
Okay.
On the 7th of October, there's another team, 2 Sherpas and 1 Canadian. Lori and Pat Morrow is the photographer on the expedition, but there's no other climbers can able to go. So Pat Morrow and 2 other Sherpas, Pema Dorji and Lakpa Sring, went on 7th of October. They went climb again.
And they made it.
They made it.
That's fantastic.
So altogether, there are 2 Canadians and 4 Sherpas.
Good.
It was at the last. It was a successful one.
Yes, that's good after such a tough start.
Yeah, what I did in 1983. Now getting old, forget everything.
I'm young and I forget everything all the time. Don't worry.
83 lang ako na. 83, 1983. I remember 84. I went on.
Okay, Lakpa's got more to say.
While I was working with Colonel Jimmy Roberts at the office at Pokhara, at the Prince Charles planning to come to do a small trip in Pokhara side, the west. And Colonel Robert told me to recce where to go, which trip to go, where there's no other trekkers go. And at Pokhara is a pretty place, in every place there are trekkers.
Yes.
So, and I recce 3 days trip. There's no other trekkers went before. Right now it is called the Royal Trek. And before than that, there's no people, no trekking goes there. And in the summertime, I recce so many places. There are a lot of leeches. And I got a lot of problem finding that route.
But this is the one you took Prince Charles on?
Yes.
Wow.
And then as soon as I decided to take that route for Prince Charles, and then I took so many other people to check the route.
Yes,
right
yeah, to make sure it's okay.
Like British Embassy people, Royal Family of Nepal, Police of Nepal, a lot of other trekking companies, people. I done 9 times circle in circle before Prince Charles come to do that trip.
That's great.
And December the 3rd, 1980, Prince Charles came and done that trip.
How big a route is it? How long?
Only for 4 days.
Oh, but it was 4 days, and
4
he
days.
trekked for 4
Yes,
days.
Yes.
Well, he's a military man, right?
Yes.
He's got some military career behind him, Prince Charles.
Yeah.
So
And Prince Charles, there is many other groups. Like Prince Charles group is called the Royal Group.
yeah,
There are other supporter group, other military group. There are too many groups, and there are militaries. All the forests are full of militaries.
military.
Yeah.
So did you guide him?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
I rigged the trip. I was
Yeah.
guide for him.
Yeah. So how did he do?
We didn't talk much because he always go ahead. I showed the trail, but he raced and he always pants.
Okay.
And at end of the trip, he gave me a wooden box.
Hmm.
Yeah, like
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
The round one is the 1980.
1980.
Yeah. The silver sign.
Yes, I see.
And he said, at the time he gave me that, he said, whenever you show this sign in London, you can come to see me. And I never thought I'm going to see him again.
Right.
And I gave him to my kids as a toy. and Tim was saw this.
Yes.
My kids are playing it.
Right.
And he asked me, where you got this? And I tell all the stories to him.
Yeah.
And then he corresponds between Prince Charles and us.
Yeah.
because I really want to go to visit him.
And then he said, okay, to visit.
So you went to visit him.
We're supposed to visit him in 2012
Uh-huh.
because my son passed away. I couldn't go there.
Okay.
And then that is why we went to see him in 2014.
Very good. So you went to the palace,
We went to the clearance house.
Clarence House. Okay. And you sat down and had tea with.
Yes,
Oh my
we had tea together, biscuit together.
And too much talk. He's very
We-
friendly.
Yeah.
He is very friendly and he is really nice guy.
Yeah.
We had a really good chat. Talks about the trips. And he told us when he reached Kathmandu, he spent a Kasalbat, he does that. He spent a
Royal Palace.
no Royal Palace. Anyway, he told us to spend it there, and then he told for all the history what he done for the royal trips.
Okay.
And he said, "There's one funny thing that I have to tell you. I was all right when I reached in Kathmandu, but my secretary was really sick, and he had to go back." And we have a lot of good talks.
Oh, I love it. I
And
love
he gave this picture to Prince Charles.
Yeah, I.
Oh, that picture up there. Okay.
And I give it this painting, exactly same painting for him. Oh, he said, how many yaks you have? What's in here? What's in here? What's in here? This way, I really like these pictures. I request him to paint again for me for this one.
For this one.
One is exactly in Prince Charles' house. He said, "Oh, I love this painting. Thank you so much." And he said, "I'm going to put in my room."
Beautiful.
Yes. And then I had a one with me and one in Prince Charles' house.
That's
Yes.
fantastic.
And this way he do the painting. He sent me this. This is that he signed on here. He write it. He paint for us. This is all from him.
Okay.
And he signed it. He paint from Scotland. What he
Did
told
you
me.
lose those in the fire?
No.
No?
I put in a bank in Kathmandu. Otherwise, because my friend Tim said this is valuable, very nice, very nice
Oh
done.
gosh, that's so lucky.
Yes, I have 3 different bucks in my bank in
Kathmandu.
Kathmandu.
Oh.
Deposit. I in a safe.
That is so good that you had it there and
Yeah.
it wasn't here.
Yeah, and then he gave those for present for me in Lakpa,
Yeah.
and we have a really good chat. And I give this painting for Prince Charles. I give one young woolen bag for him.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, how nice did you made it?" I said, "No, I'm my friend. I ordered from my friends." And I give a shepherd very nice clothing, shepherd dress for Kamala.
Oh, Kamala, yes.
Kamala. I should mention when I visit him, I like to see together, but we didn't. Bad memory. And we visit Prince Charles next time. And I give a white scarf for the Prince Charles, Camilla, all his family.
Yeah.
And she really shepherd nice dress. And I taught in front the Prince Charles to wear how to wear. I wear and I took out and make it. I taught him for all shepherd dress for in front of Prince Charles. And he's laughing and he said, "Thank you very much." Anyway, we had a really good time, like a couple hours. Charts. And that building, that place, Clarendon House, he said, Dalai Lama been here, same place. We have a really good chant.
There is a tree
plant at Dalai Lama, he showed us. Oh my goodness, his place was really nice. And they said, the secretary said you cannot take the mobiles and a camera with you. If I cannot take a camera with me, then I have all the pictures. But anyway, we have nice pictures. And my other pictures was burned down, and he sent me
a new picture copy. So how were you chosen to do the route? Who chose you to make the route?
Colonel Robert.
The Colonel.
Colonel Robert said me find a place where there's no other trekkers.
So it was the original from Colonel Roberts, which is your original.
Yes.
Interesting. That's fabulous.
And Prince Charles said, "Hey Lakpa, we're getting old now."
Oh, fantastic. What a great story.
It was really good time with him. I never forget.
Oh, thank you so much.
I never forget for and also before we visit for Prince Charles, we have to write down our life history for him.
Oh.
And Lakpa history for all kinds the climbing things.
Like I said to you.
Yeah, you did the whole thing, but you had to write it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't know what karma write for him, but I write for my parents and about me, and I've been helping for poor kids' educations and those
I'm
things.
going to talk to you about that in a minute.
Yeah, and then Prince Charles told me, "Thank you so much for you are doing poor kids' education help." He told me, he said, "Thank you very much. I'm so happy."
That's so good.
Yeah. Prince Charles told me. I took every single houses is there. Then she said, "Oh my goodness, she's crying," and I take pictures. I took her in Perth by horse.
By horse?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Because she said, "I don't want to walk," and I said, "You spend that much day to come to get in here. It's only one day from here to the first day. The pictures and natural pictures and natural are way different." I took every single houses. She was very happy, and she's working very hard to raise money for the older.
Fantastic.
Yes.
You're doing great work in here.
Yes, and 2 years before, we found a really nice sponsor for blankets for the poor peoples.
Oh, good.
And I bought all the blankets in Kathmandu, shipped by helicopter here before the season. Otherwise, we cannot we cannot cargo for when the season is peak time. Yeah. And everybody are so happy. It's really nice and soft blanket, and everyone's are very happy.
That's great.
Everyone's are very happy. And between the COVID start, we have only four elders are passed away by COVID. No problem. Only 4 people are passed away from COVID.
Okay, just 4.
Yeah, I mean, few of them are passed away, but they are died by other things. Yeah. Only 4 people from Porte, they passed away from the COVID.
From the COVID, okay.
Porte. It's sad.
Yeah.
But they have, if there was someone help them to cook and give a food, may they survive, but they have no one's help.
Got it.
They have money, they have a food, because we gave it money for them. Yeah. They have a food, but they don't, I don't know, anyway, they passed away.
Oh, that's sad.
That is sad. That's sad. But I really like to help for other people, because I have all the experience how we've been poor and all kinds of happenings.
Yeah.
This way I like to help for other people a lot.
Thank you for what you do.
Yes, and I want to continue if it's
all
my friends.
Thank you so much.
All my friends are like healthy. I really want to do it for all my life for helping other people.
Great. Thank you, Tashi. I appreciate
And
you taking the time.
some kids have no papa, no mama, and I
Right.
put in a Kumjung hostel.
Ah. How much is it for Kumju Hostel?
Kumjung have 2 hostels. The one kids will cost for $1,200 and $1,200 will cost around $1,200 up to $1,300 will cost for the one kids education for 1 year.
For 1 year.
Yep,
That's pretty good.
it's not bad, but sometimes we have to pay for the laundry and stationery extra.
Okay, yeah.
Those are not. I mean, like 6,000.
Okay. Thank you.
Lot
Thank
of
you for
kids.
everything that
Lot
you
of
do.
people are very happy.
There's a lot of people that rely on you and
Yeah.
very happy with all
Yeah.
the work you've done.
Yeah,
Appreciate
and
it.
now you have my friend Sandy's emails.
Yes, I do.
And if you have that will be very nice.
Thank you for
They
your
are
time.
very helpful. My friends, all my friends from Colorado, they are very helpful. They are amazing people. They are very helpful. They've been helping since long time. When I'm there, they are. I'm so happy to meet with them, and they are so helpful. Even I'm not there, Tashi, what's going on? And when I send. My son helped me to write all the history, kids' history, and need help. I send by messenger and by WhatsApp and Viber, and they will send money on my Sandys and Rogers. They send it to me here, and we will distribute money in October.
Perfect.
Every October.
Every October. Okay. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I
Oh.
appreciate you doing this video.
Why not? Because this is very important.
It is. Thank you.
Yeah, older people. When we talked with the older people, oh my goodness, older people need even more than kids' education. When we go for the kids' education, oh my goodness, we need more help for the older people than the kids' education. Is more important. Whenever we go, is more important, always important.
Well, you're doing great work. Thank you.
Thank you.